Whether you're a kid or an adult, sometimes parents can be embarrassing. And in the new comedy About My Father, a son is really worried that his father may not make a good impression, but that becomes the least of his troubles. Take a look.
He's worried his immigrant father's going to make him look like some kind of Goomba.
In the comedy About My Father, a son brings his father along to meet his girlfriend's parents, but he's worried about the impression his father may make.
If we're going to do this, Dad, you got to dial it down with
With all the what is this?
The whole thing was a big undertaking for me. It's the first time I've ever did anything quite like this. I've always done stand-up.
My wife and I went to go see Hamilton on Broadway. I couldn't understand the rapping. I'm like, what? What did he say? And you got to understand something about my wife and I. We're equally dumb. I'll tap my wife. I go, you know what's going on? She's like, no, you, nothing.
With record-breaking, sold-out arena shows and comedy specials, Sebastian Maniscalco is killing it on the comedy scene. But with a part in Martin Scorsese's The Irishman and now About My Father, which he stars in and co-wrote, film could be a new career path for him.
Put a lot of pressure on myself to deliver. And, when you're working with Mr. De Niro here, it adds another layer of pressure. So, yeah, it was, I had a lot of hair falling out during this thing. So, but in the end, I'm really, really proud of it. And I think it's a good depiction of my relationship with my dad.
One of the things that attracted me to the whole thing was that it was about his relationship with his father, meeting his father and all that. And with Laura Taruso, who's a terrific director and Italian-American, she knew the world. He knows that they're from it. It's all a nice, tight thing.
When I got the script, I immediately just felt such a personal connection to the material because it's about Sebastian's relationship with his father, who's a Sicilian immigrant, and my mother is a Sicilian immigrant. They immigrated around the exact same time. So I just immediately felt so personally connected to it.
And you must be the charming Salvo.
So nice to finally meet you in person, Tigger. It's just last week I was checking out your highlights on TV.
Oh, the CNN or the Fox ones?
When the families meet for the very first time, there's a clash of different lifestyles and some pretty insane moments.
I think insanity sometimes is funny.
It is.
In a family life.
Yeah. I used to say, my sister Kim Bibb and I used to sit there and be like, family, everyone's got one. Everybody's got one. Like, because it's just like, there's
Different.
highs and lows, and they're
different.
make you nuts, and then you have like, I don't know.
That navigation that you have with your parents, it's throughout your whole life, You see what other people have and you think, oh, that looks so perfect, but behind closed doors, it's a lot too.
Where's my tea? Where's my tea?
Don't these people have jobs?
And meet the rest of the Collins family, starting with the patriarch, Bill.
Rich, well-meaning, and inept.
Son, Lucky.
He is outgoing, life of the party, but on the inside, I think he just wants a little respect from his father. And
God.
And son, Doug.
He's very eccentric, sensitive, childlike soul.
These two families may not have a lot in common, but you see that they each love one another, expressing their love in different ways.
My father has an old Italian saying, family isn't one important thing,
It's everything.
About My Father is in theaters today, and I bet a lot of families are going to be able to easily relate to this one.
Oh, yes,
right?
I know. I mean, he was fantastic
Yes.
yesterday talking about it. Looking forward to seeing this.
Great chemistry. Great chemistry.